Actually, participants are going more than 100. Shiv sir, you are here. You actually joined. Drop one message. Message.
सर आपने जो लिंक भेजा है मुझे, वो क्या लिंक है? जूम का लिंक है? सर आपने जो लिंक भेजा है वो जूम का लिंक भेजा है?
हाँ सर, जूम का ही भेजा है।
अच्छा अच्छा।
सर ज्वाइनिंग 1 मिनट सर, एक मैसेज ड्रॉप कर दूं क्या? और इसको एक अपार्टमेंट, वेयर इट इज, दिस पार्ट। Okay, so I start, sir. Participants, welcome one and all. Now we are going to proceed with the second session of day 3. Today, for this session, the speaker is Dr. Sandeep Kumar Panda, sir. So first I will introduce about him. and then we will Panda sir will continue with the whole session. Dr. Sandeep Kumar Panda is currently working as associate professor in the Department of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence in the ICFI University. In the ICFI University, there is one department. This department name is Faculty of Science and Technology, which is in ICFI University, which is a part of ICFI University. His research interests include cryptography, security, blockchain technology, Internet of Things, cloud computing, software engineering, and web engineering. He has published more than 50 articles in reputed journals and conferences, okay, including SCIs and Scopus Index journals. 30 articles he has actually published in international conferences too. He received many awards. One of the award is Research and Innovation of the Year Award. He hosted by MSME, Government of India, New Delhi. He received this award in January 2020. He has edited many books with the international publication houses like CRC Press, Springer, Wiley. He has 17 Indian patents in his credit right now. He is a professional affiliations with professional affiliations are with the MIEEE, MSCM, MIE, and LMI ENG. So on behalf of Sandeep sir on Learning Temple of CMR, I welcome you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and thank you very much for giving the honor to my request to contribute here. Now you can share your slide and you can start your presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Gautam.
Yes, you are fully audible, sir.
Yeah, now my screen is shown to everybody.
Yes. Full screen required.
It's okay, sir?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So I know that after lunch, the post-lunch session is very difficult to all of you to sit for 2 hours and listen a speaker. But still, I am do my best to make it very interesting that everybody is fully linked with the total topic that what we have to cover today. So today I am going to talk about the most recent advancement of the area of technology that is called the blockchain technology. So what actually the blockchain technology is and where we stand now and what are the technological aspects behind it and what is the concepts and what are the challenges now the technology faces, and at last I'll give you some of the applications or case studies about that. Okay. So first of all, I'll let you tell that I have already edited 2 books in the Bitcoin and blockchain field. That one is Bitcoin and blockchain history and current applications by the CRC Press, what Dr. Gautam has already addressed now. And the second books is the blockchain technology application and challenges. Those who are interested, they may have to be take it from the net. It is available, so you have to go through that. So till today, what are the scenarios that you people are already faced in the present day? That is most important. So if you can see this video here, you can see here in this basic figure. So one person is asking to another person, where should we focus this year? So they're saying that it's about blockchain. So these photographs is I'll bring from the marketnews.com, and it says that it will change everything. So when a person is says that it will change everything, that is also a question mark. That yes, really it is changing everything or not. So that we discuss today. Everybody is talking about it. Yes, obviously nowadays everybody is talking about the cryptocurrency, crypto, Bitcoin, and all these things. And the potential applications are endless. Obviously, the applications of the blockchain or the Bitcoin, whatever the cryptos are coming nowadays, and how it will be implemented through the different applications, that is also the very challenging one. Nowadays we don't want to be left behind, so the people are asking what actually the exactly the blockchain is. It is artificial intelligence. Yes, nowadays if you can see in artificial intelligence, machine learning or deep learning or whatever, IoT, cloud, or you may say the cyber security, everywhere if you can see big data system, basically the blockchain is going to implement it. Why so? Because blockchain is give you the secure environment through which you have to transfer your data from source to destinations or from one position to the another position. So how it will give you secure? What is the technology behind it? That we discuss step by step. So what are the technologies today's? If you can say that is 5G, cyber security, big data, digital currencies, that is cryptocurrencies, what will be there in the market now. Then assisted transportations, industrial IoT, and these all these things till today we have to see nowadays. Okay, and also if you can see that the robotics, intelligent things, then IoT and edge computing, cloudifications, where you can go for the database administration or cloud environment technologies, and many peoples are work on AI, ML, and deep learning nowadays, and also the fog computing concepts, which will be the basically the intermediate between the client and the cloud computing that will be used in the scenario or technological aspects. So, as you know that the IEEE is giving us basically the bread and butter to the technological fields. I think everybody knows about that. So I'll give you a little bit summary. So where we stands today uh, in this field or the technological field. So if you can see these particular slides or the pictures that I have shown to you, so this picture will be uh, taken by myself from 4th July. So today is the 7th July. So 3 days back, I have to prepare whenever I have starting, when the Gautam is saying about the giving a presentation, and I am starting my preparation of my PPT presentations to giving here. So at that time, I think why not where we stands, we have to first discuss, then we can go to the blockchain, where blockchain stands. Okay, so if you can see here in this, so basically, artificial intelligence. This is the major concept nowadays everywhere. And if you can see here, there are 2,70,010 articles will be present only in IEEE database. I'm not talking about the other database like Elsevier, Stinger, and SEM, Emerald, Teller franchise, Degunters. So many international publication publishers are there, which will be the reputed ones. But IEEE is among them, and IEEE is the best one. Okay. So in IEEE itself, if you can think in artificial intelligence, whenever I have to take the keyword, it will be give you 2,70,010 articles, out of which the conferences are there, journal, magazines, only access article, books, and standards are there. So just you think about that, where the artificial intelligence is going on. Okay, so whenever we have to think about the subset of machine learning, which is the subset of artificial intelligence, then still you have to say that 1,31,817 papers are available now in the IEEE database. Okay, so artificial intelligence and machine learning, if you can say, it's grow very fast. Okay, And many applications are already developed, and some applications are going to be developed in the very recent futures. And deep learning, if you can see that only 67,380 papers or articles are available in the IEEE database. So this is the, I am not doing any comparisons, but it is the real data that I can show you from the IEEE database itself. Okay. So whenever you have to think about Internet of Things, then you have to find 62,142 articles are present. Whenever you have to go to the peer-to-peer networks, then you can see about 39,209 papers articles are available. If you can go to 5G, which will be the very challenging nowadays, everybody is thinking about when the 5G comes to the market, is available. So here also, if you can see, there is 29,914 papers are available in the IEEE database. So whenever we have to think about the cloud computing concepts, then if you have to see here, 1,08,407 articles are there. So whenever I have to think about the keyword of cyber security or cyber world, where this basically our this FDP is mean too. So then you can say that that is 37,640 articles are only available up to 4th July 2021. And this is very less in comparison to, if you can see about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, IoT, and other aspects. And next, if you can go to the crypto, if you can think about the crypto or cryptocurrencies, then you only got the 1,884 articles are present. Whereas if you can go to the keyword blockchain, you have to find 8,879 articles only are available in the IEEE database. So, but if you can compare here these two, the cryptocurrency and the blockchain, you may find that blockchain concept is basically most popular, and applications developments are most popular in comparison to cryptocurrency. And why the cryptocurrency is not so popular nowadays, or it's popular nowadays also. But if you can say in India, in everyday television, if you can on it and you can see, you can get an advertisement about the coin switch or coin dex. Are you spent 100 rupees in purchase Bitcoin or not? I think you people are already knows about that. Okay. And that will be the trend is going on. But who knows that what will happen in the market? So those basically are going for the crypto investment in the crypto share. I think many people are here, so they have already spent or invest some money in the crypto share like stock market. So I'll discuss about those things and later on. So crypto is only, if you can see, it is 1,884 articles are there, whereas blockchain has 8,879. So we can go little bit inside to the blockchain. So, like artificial intelligence, there is machine learning is there, deep learning is there, is a subset like that in blockchain. If we can go little bit behind it or little bit deep in, then we can find out the concept of distributed ledger technology, and also the platform where it will be basically implemented nowadays, that is called Ethereum. So whenever you have to think about distributed ledger technology, you can find that is a huge gap, that is 8,879, and here you can see 1,229 articles are available. Whereas in Ethereum, you can find 1,298 articles are available. Whereas you can go to the Hyperledger, which is the subset of, or you may say it is a private blockchain, where 542 articles are only available in IEEE. So basically, what I mean to say, that blockchain is just in the very child stage. Okay, so many things has to be there in the future that has to be implemented. So for that reason, that I'll give you the general idea where we stand and where from where we have to go ahead. So this is the my basic questions to all the participants. You free to tell me. So how many had knows about the Bitcoin? You may be mute yourself and unmute, and you may be say. that how many people knows about the Bitcoin, or how many has own cryptocurrency that you have to develop, or you think that you have to know about the blockchain technology, or you have to know about what is the benefits of the trust economy, or you are involved in any projects that will be implemented through the blockchain technology. Anybody has any idea? If you have any idea, then please let me know. I have to just pause for 20 seconds. So can you give, anybody can give me some reply on that? Okay. So what actually the next bigger technology is nothing but the blockchain. So from blockchain, whenever we have to think, then we must have to know about the landmark of technological advancements from where it will become. So if you can go to the history of the technology, so you know that in the year of 1950 or 60, that is digital computers, digital things are comes to the market, that is called the computer, or the fast computer, it's ENIAC comes to the market. Then slowly in the year of 1970 or 80, you can go for the network or the internet communications through which the data transfers or the communication will be took place. Then we can go for the communication that is called we are using the Usenet, email and messaging in the year of 1990. And at the same time, we have to also go for the wave that will be that will be wave that will be go for the information, e-commerce, and the enterprise, all these things in the year of 1991. So after that, if you can see that the mobile era, it comes to the picture in the year of 1995 or 2000 or 2001, if you can see that is different apps, the mobile phones are used at that time, and the maps are developed, the snaps are developed, and all these things. Then when the year goes away, then the social media is comes to the pictures. I remember the first social media that I have to interact, that is called Orkut, but that is not there nowadays, not existing nowadays, the Orkut social media, but it is there at the time, which is a very good platform. So media, social media and networks is also available. Then after that, if you can say in the year of 2010 or onwards, you may say last 11 years or 12 years, if you can say that data, main theme will be data, because the technology is so developed that where we have to keep the data and how we can make our data secure, those things will be comes in the different stages. So for that, the data analytics comes to the picture, machine learning, internet of things, all these things will become in the picture in 2008 9 and onwards. But where we stand now, if you can think about the in 2020 or 2021 today, so where we stand now, if you can see, now we have to stand in the market of the crypto. And what this crypto brings us, basically, if you can say, the Bitcoin, obviously the blockchain, the underlying concepts of the Bitcoin, the smart contracts, the internet of money, and the internet of value. So these are the major points. If you can see this Bitcoin or blockchain or the smart contracts, where we have to write our agreements between the two users, the internet of money and internet of value, is that these five attributes are much more now popular in the market, and it will be gives you the full phased digital economy in all over the world in the 1 decade ahead. So obviously, next decade technology is blockchain technology. So there is a survey by the Google, and from the survey, it was found that the most 30 technologies of the next decade, what are the most prominent technologies that will be evolved in the next decade, out of which one is there. That is, if you can see here, that is the broadband or 5G or Wi-Fi or LPN or the LoRa. This is going to be 86%. Whereas in the second position, if you can see, that is the 68% is telling about the blockchain. That is, blockchain is a distributed ledger or cryptocurrency, or you may develop some the decentralized applications or the DApps. So from the survey, it was found that yes, blockchain is the most promising technologies nowadays in the world. So where India stands, if we can say where India stands, so you see here. So if you can see in the, I think everybody knows about our former finance ministers Arun Jaitley, who will be from 1915 to 2019. So his budget speech in the 1st February 2018. So what he says, the government does not consider cryptocurrencies as a legal tender, and that it would take all measures to eliminate its use of financing legitimate activities or as part of the payment systems. And I think those people are already knows about these things, so that you know that those who are knows about the cryptocurrency share market or cryptocurrency share. So you know that in 2018 the RBI giving guidelines that to all exchanges has to be stopped to, and all banks has to be make track that no Indians has to be give or making exchange through the crypto investment, and that will be completely illegal in 2018. So after that, it will goes to the crypto exchanges peoples are WazirX and nowadays BitBNS. I think no, many people knows about that. So those peoples are went to the Supreme Court, and at last in March 2020, Supreme Court is giving the verdict that RBI is not doing like that, that you have to stop for investing the money, because many thousands of billions are investment at that time. So many people are leave the leave the crypto world, and they have to come out from that. Somebody is getting profit or loss, but those things will be happen at that time. And when 2020 Supreme Court is giving that no, RBI cannot be do is like that. So then after that verdict, many peoples, if you can see now in the crypto world, the record says where bitcoin.com, or you can go and see that where April 2020, India's investment in crypto is $925 billion. $925 billion in April 2020. Once Supreme Court says that yes, that RBI guidelines was just reversed, and says that people can do the crypto transactions from April 2020 to May 31st, 2021. And this is also the COVID era. In the last year, if you can see that March 22, the all over India lockdown is started. From that time to May 2021, so if you can see that $925 billion will be increased to $49,225 billion investment in the crypto in 1 year. So let's think that how much money will be invested now in the crypto world. So $925 billion to $49,225 billion in a year. And if you can see in the crypto world now, it is crashed, because in the May 22nd, China is just cracked down the crypto, and he was just banned crypto in total China, where 65% coin or the bitcoins are mining in the China itself. So why they are not legalized? That is, many regions are there, so that we are not come now, because mining is cost is very huge electricity or power consumption will be there. That is the disadvantage of the Bitcoin in one side, if you can say. So where, but if you can see in India today's time, you know that the monsoon session will be start from July 19th, and today the cabinet meetings are there. New portfolios are distributed in India government. in the BJP government basically. And if you can see in July 19th, what 2 days back, our finance minister says that already the document is ready to put in front and passed to the parliament about the cryptocurrency. So nobody knows that crypto is going to be banned in India after 20 days or 10 days once the monsoon session starts in parliament, or it will be give the permission to the crypto to legitimate. So that time only speaks. But at that time in 2018, the finance minister says, like Arun Jaitley says, that there cannot be take any cryptocurrencies the legal tender. But also he included that the government would explore use of blockchain technology proactively for ushering in a digital economy. So he said that, but we can explore the use of blockchain technology in the different applications in the different fields. But cryptocurrency as not considered as a legal tender. So if you can see here another survey that I have shown to you, that is by the Deloitte in the 2019, and its survey says that and they are doing the survey throughout the world like Germany, Canada, and Brazil, and everywhere. And if you can see how much investment they have to do, approximate the country will be invest in the blockchain in the near future. If you can see that, then you may get here, that is every uh, country, if you can see as the Brazil will invest $10 million or more, and 13% people says that yes, Brazil will be going to invest 10 million or more in the blockchain area to development. Canada is saying 18%, whereas Germany is basically talking about that they have to invest $10 million or more. 31% are agree that they have to invest more than that in the next 12 months, that is 2020 or 2021. So in this way, if you can see Singapore, the Switzerland, United Kingdom, United States, if you can see these countries, out of which, if you can say that United States and Singapore is already not already passed the bill for crypto acceptance. Okay. So these are the survey where many industries and many countries are invest a huge amount of money in the blockchain development. So what we are coming to our what blockchain is, and we have to discuss about little bit of that. What traditional approach generally, if you can say a traditional of the sharing information. So here two persons are there; they are giving messages in this way. That is the very traditional natures that already we know, and both the users can edit simultaneously in the messages. Okay, so the environment is still centralized. So question is, does the centralized system is harm? This is the main questions here. Does the centralized system is harm? Okay, yes, it is harm. Because if you can see this diagram here, I am indicating that what actually the centralized system is. If you can see, this is centralized system, and these are the peoples. Due to the centralized systems today, total bankruptcy will be there in India. And many people are suffer here. Many people. We have to keep our money safe in the bank. Let I have to keep 50 lakhs in the banks, and after all of a sudden RBI says per day you only take 10,000 because someone is taking $9,000 from that bank. So my money is there, but I can't withdraw. Why? What is the reason behind it? Because somebody is there in the centralized system who will be compromised. And due to the compromise, so they have to give huge amount of money to others, whereas others have suffered. And it give you the impact on economy. And I will not tell you the name of the people's heritage I have already written, and many more peoples are there, as you know. Okay. So this is the big drawbacks of the centralized systems, whatever you have to do. You may be used in IoT, you may be used in cloud. So a lot of work is going on cloud environment for the security of the data. where is the virtualizations and all these things, tax scheduling or other related things. But thing is that, are you think that your data will be safe there? There is the database administrator who, if he compromised, then anything will be lost. You can't do anything on that. So we need some decentralized approach. And why these things will be happen? Why these centralized systems will be not good? Because we can trust each other. So this word is very important. You have to remember whenever you have to think about the blockchain. Trust. Because you have a trust. You see, here I am giving you a trusted system. Everywhere there is a trust. If you can see 4 persons are standing here, they can help one person. This person will be trust to this, then only he can give his hand. If you can see here, there is the trust between two peoples. There is the trust between the father and mother or the son. There is the trust between the two office peoples. There is the trust between two loves. So if you can see, there is a trust. If there is a trust, then there may be compromise. Maybe a point will become where you have to cry because somebody has betrayed you. So this type of things is the part of our life. But what blockchain says is different way. He says we can't trust each other, but we can build the system in that way that it will be give trust to everybody. So how that can possible? We don't want any centralized server. We don't want any third party, but still we don't know each other, but still we have a trust through a technology that is called the blockchain technology. So if you can see here in this figure, that is the network. Previously the messages are there in between two persons, then they have to go through the network. So internet will be involved here. So here if you can see, everyone edits on the local copy of the document, and the internet takes care of ensuring the consistency, because internet will be send the data from one to another. That is Gmail. Everybody knows about that whenever we have to communicate our mail. So what actually the centralized and decentralized and distributed. So if we need decentralized system or distributed system, then how it looks like. So if you can see, this is a centralized system that is a server based, and all the nodes are interconnected to with the particular server. If this server will be crashed for one day, then all the nodes are dead. Basically, nowadays this crashing is what we are not saying the crash will be there, but if you can see, that is another way of representations are there. So maybe you people sir get the message, or I am also getting the message from State Bank of India, HDFC Bank, wherever we have the account, that night 12 o'clock to morning 4 o'clock, or night 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, the net banking or all these transactions, UPI transactions are stopped due to the maintenance. Due to the maintenance. So what actually that maintenance is? That maintenance is nothing but it will be a maximum load to the server. They have to make the backup of the servers, the data. Okay, to minimizing the load. And in distributed system, the load balancing, or the centralized system also, the load balancing and load sharing in distributed operating system concept. So they have to just minimizing the load of the server to reduce the pressure or the load to that particular server. Otherwise, if they cannot do so, if you can see after some days, your server will be crashed, then many things have to be changed. So that is the big disadvantage of the centralized systems. But whenever we have to think about the decentralized or distributed system, if you can see, this is a decentralized system. There is a node and a server node, and the peers are connected with each other. And this is it's okay. So you may say one node will be crashed here. So obviously only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes will be effect here. But thing is that this node will be already connected with this node. So if anybody knows about peer-to-peer Kaja network, so they may have to know about the Kaja structures. That is, these nodes are basically called the super nodes, where they have to transferring the data, or the database has to be shared between these super nodes. Okay, so if this node will be cross also, the duplicate copy of those data will be available here, through which these nodes can access, and they have to make the transactions easily. There is no issue at all. So this is called the decentralized systems. And if you can go to the distributed system, obviously it is one of the type of mesh network where each and every node will be interconnected with each other. Each and every node is interconnected with each other. So what we brings nowadays to all of you, that is called the decentralized database, which give you strong consistency support. So if we can send any data over the networks to anybody, so why this network is the centralized, why not it is decentralized? Okay, that is the things. So here I'm giving a small warm-up game, or for understanding that, let you people think about that, myself and Dr. Gupta both are play chess through the mail. Okay, so once we can play chess through the mail, so what we have to do? So first let Sandeep sends some steps, that is 1e4 here, and if you can see, the Gautam also sent back some steps 1e5. Then again, Sandeep sends something to NF3 for one step. So every, because they are playing in the through internet, so every steps they have to go forward to see all these things. So what to do? What necessary for them to able to play the game over the internet, or over the chess over the mail? So what they can do? That is the big thing to know. So first of all, they have to know the agree on the state of the board. So they must have to know where they stands. Okay, because if they don't agree, they can't play again. So don't agree means where is the starting position or initial state of the board, and both know the sequence of messages so far, what step I have to give, what step he has to be give, what step I have to give third, what step he has to give fourth. Like that, the sequence of steps must have to be recorded. Okay, so then only you can say that yes, the game is smoothly going on. Otherwise, you cannot say that you cannot play through the net. So that means we can make up a transcript of the game. So who will be put what steps further. So because that will be only need for reconstruct the state of the board, because that will be only need that what reconstructed, what we have to do. So that means from here we can find out that if we agree the history, so we agree on the present state of the world, because we must have to know the history of the data. So if you knew the history of the data, then only you can do anything. Okay. So why? What that goes to do with the blockchain? Because blockchain is a distributed system, and we need all agree the state of the some systems, and obviously in blockchain some initial state will be there, and what is your current state that you have must have to know. Okay, so blockchain is basically deal with the first point that I want to say, the history of each transactions that you have to made through the blockchain network. So first point is the history, and history, storing the history of each and every transactions, that is the most important, and also that is one of the challenge in the blockchain field. Okay, so for the this Bitcoin or blockchain confirm, so if you can see, then you know that Satoshi Nakamoto, who is giving a white paper in the year 2018, and that will become some 13/10, 2000, 31st October 2008, and that paper name is called the Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronics cash systems. And in this paper, what he suggests that blockchain technology, where it all started, he suggests that there is no reliance on the trust. So you can trust each other. That is not required for that. The digital signature is one of the major point. Then your network must be in peer-to-peer, and you have to work with a consensus algorithm, that is called it as the proof of work, and the public history of transaction has to be recorded, and independent nodes control the CPU computing powers, and obviously it will be boost to the CPU computing powers whenever you have to think about the mining, because Bitcoin we need mining, okay, because it is a public blockchain, it is the permissionless blockchain. So for that reason it requires the mining, okay. So for mining, the consensus mechanisms, the proof of work, it must be peer-to-peer networks, we have the digital signatures, and we do not have any trust to anybody, or history of the transactions must have to be recorded. So what about all these points that have to be discussed in the paper of the Satoshi Nakamoto, what he was coined in the 31st October 2008. So after that, the researchers are started working on that, and they have to find the underlying concepts that the Bitcoin is basically used, and they have to give the name data as the blockchain. Then what the formal definition of the blockchain is, if you can anybody ask, then it is a decentralized computations and information sharing platforms, okay, that enables multiple authority domains. So that is also the most important, multiple authority domains, because all the nodes or the peers, those who are there in that platforms, or has the authoritative powers for doing the work or making the transactions or validating the transactions, who do not trust each other. That I am already told you that there is no trust. If there is a no trust, then you use blockchain. If anywhere you can find there is a trust, anywhere, in any application development, if you can see that there is a trust concept will be there, then you can't go for implementing blockchain, you can go for the centralized systems if it will be 100% fruitful, then only. If there is no trust, then I suggest that you must have to go to secure your data with the help of blockchain. Okay, so who do not trust each other to cooperate, coordinate, and collaborate in a rational decision making process. So we are not trust to each other, but still you have to cooperate to them, you have to coordinate to them, and you have to, for decision making process in the world or for application development, you have to collaborate with each other. That will be brings by the blockchain technology. So examples here I'm given. Let we can consider the example of the Bitcoin. Suppose I want to transfer 100 BTC to you, and you need to know whether my account has 100 BTC or not. But thing is that here, that there is no centralized systems. Okay, let I am here A, and I want to give you here you are there, or Gautam is there, Dr. Gautam is there, here is B. So let I have sending 100 rupees or 100 BTC, you may say, whatever you want, 100 BTC to B, then how it can take place? So first of all, because now present day there is a third party bank who says that yes, I have that amount, and he says that yes, because our ledger, because we are opening our account in the bank, so bank ledger says that yes, Sandeep has 100 BTC in his account or 100 rupees in his account, he has to be transferred that account here. But once that third party has goes away, then who here says that I have 100 BTC is there or 100 rupees is there in my account or not? So that is most important. Okay, so that means we need to know the current state of the system. So if you're looking to the old state of the system, I may be paying with you the money I have already spent. Let I have 10, 100, 10 previously, but if you can see my current state, let it has only 10 rupee in my account, but I am trying to give you 100 rupees. So that already I spent 100 rupees, but still I am trying to give you the 100 rupees. So that means that somewhere we have to check it that someone is there. We have to check it that yes, we have but we have to maintain some type of ledgers individually in our database. Individually in the database or in the node or the peer, those are connected with the network. Okay. So I think everybody can understood what I am discussed till now. Okay. So what problem does the blockchain solve? So blockchain solve that. Let us agree the state of the system, even we don't all trust each other. So ultimate goal is we all need to agree on the state of some system. So what actually that some system is, that is how much BTC or the rupee is there in your account, how owns which property, and what is the current state of the program. That means for if we agree the history, then only we can go to the future. If we can agree to the history, then only we can go to the future. That means if I have 100 rupees in my account, then only I can spend that 100 rupees further. So for that reason, what I have to do? So I have to see that what is my starting state and what is my history and what is the current state. That means when I open my account, what is my balance, how much added, how much retrieved, or how much spent, or how much credited or debited in my account. Then in present, what is the current state. So these three things, that what the bank people are doing, that we have to take care in our blockchain network. That means starting state, when you have to enter and when you have to start your works, then your history, and now the current state. So we don't want a single trusted arbiter of the state of the world. So we don't want a single trusted arbiter or third party that will be help us for this. So if we take into consideration about these things and we have to implement these things in our networks, then the blockchain will be works. That means we make it as the decentralization. There is no single point of failure. Okay, so what actually the blockchain brings us, if you can see, we had a completely trusted arbiter, we won't need a blockchain. We could just define reality, what TA said it was. That means let you are talking about the who is TA, and I'm giving one example of the bank. And you know that bank provides the official sequence and transactions, account balances, and how much money you spend, how what are the things are there, everything it will be recorded. And bank permits transaction that you have to update the accounts, you have to spend the account and everything. Okay, so here it says that if anybody is just give the record of your history, so that means in future also he will give you some trouble if he was make some compromise in anywhere. So why not just have a trusted arbiter? So why not we take only the third party? Why we are go for the blockchain? It says so. Why not just for a trusted arbiter? Because it is a single point of failure. So if your trusted arbiters go down for a week or a bank will be down for a week, the system stop working. Total India or the world will be stopped if the banks, the central banks or the World Bank or the RBI is stopped for one day. Hardly the thousands, lakhs, crores of transactions will be stopped in a single day. So that is why the centralized systems is not good. Not good, I may say. It is not that much of good nowadays. Okay. Then concentration power, if you can say, he who controls the past also controls the future. So those who are controls your past, so they may have to control your future also. So maybe there is nobody we all trust. So that I'm saying, whenever we have to think about blockchain, the trust is the most important factor. So nobody has trust to each other. So what blockchain says, simply says that we have to get functionality what the trusted arbiter does or the bank does, but without needing a trusted arbiter. So we don't need a TA or bank, but what are the functionalities that bank is doing for us? Same thing we can do without bank. That basically blockchain is bring to us. That you have to remember. How it possible? That we are discussing. So here brief history of the Bitcoin commodity, if you can see. So that when the Bitcoin will be start, the 2007, Satoshi began working with the Bitcoin concepts, and 1808 Bitcoin is registered. And hard than a date wise, maybe many people are not get these things from anywhere. So this is bitcoin.org. You may find some of the dates with the exchanges of the data. So this is a brief history of the Bitcoin where I have to kept here. Okay. So up to I think 2013 and 14 it will be there. 2018 to 2013, because after 2013 the Bitcoin is not getting so popular, or it's maybe starting popularity in all over the world, but the side by side the Ethereum, which will be coined in the 2013 by the Vitalik Buterin, uh, the 19 years old boy who is developed the Ethereum platforms, through which many things are application developments are goes to the Ethereum platforms. Not people are little bit not think about the Bitcoin, because if you can see here, I am giving you some of the examples why Bitcoin is not going so much at that time, because some of the in the Silk Road, if you can see here, in the Silk Road USA is open for the business. Okay, and many peoples, okay, that is they have to make the gun tracking, the bullets tracking, and the money in Hawala, and many type of through the Bitcoin they have to be make transactions. Okay, for that reason the transaction will be stopped, and some time the Bitcoin central is hacked. If you can see in 24 2013, and many things that will be happened in that time. Okay, so Bitcoin talk and .org will be hacked at that time, if you can say about the 2nd October in 2013. Okay, so for that reason, and also if you can know, the maybe many people don't know, there is a Bitcoin ATM is also there, that is in the San Diego, US. That is 2nd May 2013 when the first Bitcoin ATM was established in the San Diego. So these are the many things that we have to discuss here in the history of the Bitcoin. So now the underlying concept of the Bitcoin is known as the blockchain. So we have to see that how this do the works. Okay, so first of all, if you can see, that is so if you can see here, so till now whatever I have discussed, everybody can understood or not? May I take a pause here? May I audible? May I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, audible.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So how the blockchain works, if you can go through that, if you can see here, there is the first the developers has to be using the Bitcoin underlying concepts, that is blockchain, then it will comes to the decentralized network, then the different type of application platforms, then we can go to the smart contracts designing, with the help of the contracts or the Ethereum platforms with the Solidity programming languages. Then you can go for the application development, that is decentralized applications, and overall we have to go to the opportunity of the current energy or the technology opportunity will be there. So this is how it will be evolved. So how it will be works, basically if you can see here, that is someone is request a transaction. Let there is two persons are here, that is A and B, and both have to be make some transactions. So what will happen, the request of transaction will be broadcast in the peer-to-peer network. So I think everybody knows about what you mean by the peer-to-peer networks. That is all the nodes are connected with each other in the distributed fashion. That is generally called it as the peer-to-peer networks. Okay, and uh, once these things will be person, that transaction will be take place by A to let B, so that has be goes to the transaction pool, that will be going to the transaction pool. So out of which, from the transaction pool, so that particular transaction will be taken by the some of the nodes or peers, those who are present in that particular networks. Remember one thing, so whenever a transaction will be take place, the transaction will be goes to the transaction pool. From transaction pool, in the networks, in that particular networks, those nodes or peers are present. Some peers, all the peers, that depends about their computing machines. So they have to take that particular transactions and they are go for the validations. They are going for the validations of that particular transactions, and validator transactions with the help of the proof of work or the proof of stake, what consensus algorithm that will be associated with that, through which they have to done it. Okay, so then whenever the validation will be done at the time, a verified transaction can involve some of the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so for validation also some of the cryptocurrencies will be involved, and then when it will be verified, once it will be verified that yes, the transaction will be right or the transaction will be successful, then the transaction is combined with other transactions to create a new block of the data in the ledger. So it will be the new block of the data that it will be showing here, that can be shows that then the new block is then added to the existing blockchain in a way that permanent and unalterable. So it is a permanent way that block has to be stored here. Okay, then you may say the transaction is complete. So here many things are also there, that whenever I am talking about here the verified transaction and through some crypto, and also I have to talk about the consensus algorithm, that is proof of work, proof of stake, and proof of elapsed time. So these are basic the consensus algorithms are there, and many more consensus algorithms are also available through which the validations are solved. In the time of validations, those things has to be solved. Okay, so whenever you have to think about cryptocurrency, then it is has the interesting value. It's another commodity such as gold. Now the people are think about that. So maybe in the future Bitcoin as treated as the gold cost, or it is a one asset, it is the asset value that I initially, from the beginning slides, I already discussed this about internet of value. That internet value is nothing but the internet of assets, and maybe it will be considered. Okay, and it has no physical form and exists only in the networks, and its supply is not determined by the central bank, and the network is completely in decentralized manner. So many countries are legalized, and where many countries are also not legalized the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if you can say SI Advor is the country in Africa which will be just 1 month before he was legalized in their parliament, that yes, we can make Bitcoin as a payment transaction channel through purchasing the goods. The day they have to pass the bill, in the next day, World Bank will be denied to accept that. He said that you cannot do like that, that crypto Bitcoin is as a digital asset and you have to value exchange and kind of value exchange on that. So lots of things are going on in that way in the throughout the world today with the help of the, if you can see about the cryptocurrencies. So how these things will be happen? Because if you can see here, I'm talking about that A is there, here B is there. Okay. So let I have to send some data to B. Then how these things will be happen generally? So these things will be happen because each and every node here has its own ledger. That means this system has a ledger, and this system has also a ledger. This system has also a ledger. Each and every pair has its own ledger. And this ledger says that how much money will be here with A. Because what will be updated here, same thing will be updated in each and every node. Because let I have 100 rupees, I have sending 5 rupees to B, 5 rupees to B. So that means I have broadcast. What it will be written here? That a broadcast. The requested transaction is a broadcast to a peer-to-peer networking, peer-to-peer. So broadcast means what? That A has 110 rupees, 100 rupees, and sending 5 rupees to B, that will be broadcast. So now those nodes which will be present, they have to see that yes, that will be broadcast means, so Sandeep has 100 rupees in his account or not, because he has a history in his ledger, and that ledger will be shown to everybody in the network that yes, Sandeep has 100 rupees. That means he has eligible to send the 5 rupees to others. Okay, but it is not so simple that I am saying, because when I have made the transactions, that consist of many things that we are discussing in the next 1-2 slides. That is what that transaction consists of and what the block consists of and all these things. So here 105 rupees I have to send, so that can be updated. So that means if the validation will be done and the validation is successful, then what will happen? The ledger here, when the validation is successful, then that means the 5 rupees will be transferred from A to B. So how many rupees left now? So now I have 95 rupees left. So that also updated not only in my ledger, that also updated all the peers, those who are maintaining our ledgers. So all the peers shows that now A, that is myself, A has only 95 rupees in his account, not 100 rupees, because already he spent 5 rupees and the validation took place, and that will be already credited to B account. So here 95 will be there. In the same time, here let B has 10 rupees in his account. So whenever the 5 rupees will be credited, it will also updated that B has 15 rupees in his account. So in this way, the things will be done. So how it will be done? So it will be done with the distributed ledger technology. It is done through a distributed ledger technology. So here in the next slide, if you can see, that is this is the centralized ledger, and obviously this is the decentralized ledger. That decentralized diagrams already we have seen. It is a distributed ledger, and this is distributed or yet centralized ledger. Okay, there are various types of ledger technologies are there, and what actually the centralized ledger, if you can see in our banking system, that is client A, client B, client C, client D, 4 clients are there. And obviously the client A has the 300 rupee, let client B has 600, let client C has 800, and client D has 400 rupees in his account. And that can be totally governed by the third party. But what the decentralized or distributed ledger says, that there is no centralized entity. If you can see here, centralized entity will be maintain everything, but whenever we have to comes to here, there is no centralized entity. So there is node A, B, C, D, E, and if you can see that every node has its own ledger, that is distributed ledger technology, or DLT. In short, many people are talking nowadays. That is in DLT, if you can see that is node A have 300, here you can see node A has 300. So every data that will be not only stored here and that will be updated everywhere here and here. So through which the distributed technology will be basically works. So how these things are took place. So basically this is not so easy that I'll talk about, because the blockchain says that it is a distributed ledger technology, public distributed ledger technology connected with the peer-to-peer networks. But what about the security? So whenever you have to think about the security, then the blockchain is used the hash function. I think in security, FDP, everybody knows about what is hash function. There is a lot of cryptographic functions are there, out of which one hash function is there, such as the hash function, or you may say MD5, SHA, SHA0, secure hash algorithm 0, 1, 2, or you may say 512 bit, 256 bit, SHA256, SHA128, or you may say SHA512. Okay, so with the help of hash function, then what is the uniqueness of the hash functions? If you can say, the uniqueness of hash function is it is unidirectional in nature. Unidirection in nature. That means whatever you have to give the input, it will be give you the fixed bit of output. Whatever you are giving the input, it will be give the fixed bit of output. Let you are using MD5 64 bit, then it will be give you 64 bit output. But your input may be in any length. This is the first point. Second point is, whatever you are given and whatever you are getting output in the alphanumeric code, you cannot be irreversible. You cannot be reversible. That means through the output, if you want to say I am getting the input, what is my input is, you can't get through, because it is a encrypted form. In other algorithms, you may be say that from the encryption or decryption, you may say the from encrypted data, you may be decrypt and get the original data. What data you can encrypt it. But hash code is that you cannot be go back, and you cannot see what actually the real input is. That is the beauty of the hash code. And that is also called as the property of immutability. That is also called it as the property of immutability. That is, it is immutable in nature. So for that reason, only the blockchain we have to consider as the hashing. Hash cryptographic algorithm is basically used on the blockchain concept. And what actually the blockchain is the complex view. If you can see, it is a complex view of the transaction that I have showing here. That is one transaction, that is another transactions. If you can see, that is one transaction, this is second transaction, this is first transactions. Then we have to use obviously the asymmetric key algorithm that already you know, that you have to use the private key and the public key concepts. Okay, so private key and public key concepts, you know that private key is the owner's own key. That is just like the Gmail account, that is my Gmail ID is public to everybody, whereas that is called it as the public key, you may say, my Gmail account, whereas my Gmail ID, you may say, or if I'm saying about how I can open my Gmail account with the help of my password. Okay, so this password is unique for me, or it is private for me, it is private key. So I think you knows about the what is the concepts of the private key and public key. I'm not go detail about that. Okay, so here this, if you can say that it's a complex view little bit, there's a transaction, more transactions are there, and owner's fast public key will be assembled with the hash function, and the owner's signature, that means the digital signature of the previous one, will be added here with the help of the hash, and then it will be goes to the owner's one signature. That means one hash will be go to the another hash. One hash function is going to the another hash function, B hash or C hash, or you may say D hash, like that, and hashing with hashing, hash with hash. So in this way, that will be goes, and for that reason, it is also called it as the functions of the Merkle tree. Merkle tree. What actually the Merkle tree is, also I have to give a diagrammatical information here, if you can see. Then this is the blockchain internal structures. If you can see what the blockchain is basically, block is consist of. If you can see one block I am talking about, it consists of the version of block, which version it will be used. Then the Merkle root, I'll talk to you what about the Merkle root or Merkle tree. Then hash of block n-1, that means the n-1 hash, what it consists of, that it has to be taken. Then nonce value, nonce is the random pseudocode that has to be generated for security. Then difficulty target, what is the complex problem or proof of work that will be associated with how much difficult to solve that particular problem. That is called the difficulty target will be there. Then there is a state. That state consists of the balance, code, and storage. So obviously, what are the codes will be available? What is the storage space of that data? What is the balance available? All these are the different states are there in the state diagram, as you know, and the list of transactions will be available. So one block consists of basically the three things. More things are also available, but here I am only showing you about the some key factors that will be there. So in the every state, every block you consist of the same. This is the internal structure of the blockchain or the Merkle tree. So I think everybody knows about what actually the Merkle tree. Let that is a block, and that is the block number 16 and block number 17 and block number 18. So if there is a block, so what is this block? I am saying about that this complete block, which consists of the previous hash. Previous hash means the block 15 hash. Or you may say here, I am giving here example, this block 17 consists of previous hash. What is the previous hash? Previous hash means the block 16. The block 16 consists of block 15 value. Block 15, all total value will be stored in previous hash of the block 16, this side. Then the timestamp at what time generated. Then what is the transaction root? Transaction root means that Merkle root that I am going to discuss now. Transaction root, Merkle root. Then the nonce value. What is the nonce value? Pseudo random value of that transaction, or that block. That block. So here, all these things, this complete timestamp, transaction root, nonce value, and the input and the previous hash, is total is block 16 is hashed through a hash function, and the number which will be generated are stored here. Then that one is again with the help of timestamp, transaction root, and the number value, the pseudo number value that has to be added here. Then this complete block 17 has to become here. So in this, so let there is something will be there. Let here this block consists of Sandeep. The name Sandeep, SANDEEP. Let it be, it will be written here SANDEEP. So now it will be, the Sandeep will be there in block 17 obviously and block 18 obviously. So if anybody can tamper or want to delete one E here, then what will happen? Then obviously the data which will be present here in block 17 will be changed, as well as it will be changed in block 18. Because we know that each and every character or each and every alphabet has its own unique hash code. You may take any number, you may take any space also. If I am given S space A, so that space also has an unique hash code. So Sandeep consists of a unique hash code. When I have to change or delete E, obviously the total hash code of block 16 will change. Once the block 16 hash code will be changed, that means this part is changed. So if this one is changed, so this one is added with the timestamp non-send transaction root, and this complete block 17 will change. Once block 17 will completely change, it will be attached with block 18, and that is also will be changed. So that means there is a hash and a rehash. And for that reason, it is says that blockchain, whenever you have to go for implementing, that is tamper proof. No one can tamper it. I'll give you example of the Bitcoin. Every 10 minutes, one Bitcoin will be mined and it will be added in the chain. So once every 10 minutes, one Bitcoin will be added, and there are maximum 21 million of Bitcoin will be generated, not more than that. Maximum value is 21 million generated, 21 million for the Bitcoin. So think about that. So the Bitcoin network is so big over the world. So if anybody can wants to tamper any position, so the longest chain, the chain is so long that that cannot be tampered, because each and every node on that next node has to be changed on that network. Okay, so this is how the Merkle tree, this is how the blockchain will basically work. And what actually this transaction root of the Merkle tree is, let we are taking a data 1, and data 1 will be hashed here. This is the hash code. And you are taking a second data, and second data has the hash code. So both these hash codes are again rehashed with a hash function, getting this code. And this code is going to here. Similar way, the data 3 will be hashed, then data 4 will be hashed, then these two hash value is again rehashed with the hash function is generating this. So this is one part. If you can see right hand side, and if this is one part is the left hand side, then this hash code and this hash code is again rehashed is comes here. And this is go to the root node, you may say the header node, and that header node is goes to the transaction root. That goes to the transaction root. And that is called, this structure is called the Merkle tree, because the scientist Merkle will be developed this tree structure. So for that reason, it is called it as the Merkle tree. So I think everybody can understood what I'm explaining. So anybody has any doubt? I'm take a little pause here. If you have doubt, please ask me. Unmute and ask me. Okay, thank you. So next, same thing that of the this one what I have explained, it will be explained here in the Merkle tree concept. So what actually the Merkle tree is, if you can say, the Merkle tree is a binary hash tree to efficiently summarize and verify the integrity of last set of data. It is a hashes of the transactions that are stored in the tree. Parents contain hash of the concatenation of children. Obviously, it is a concatenation of the children what the parents actually stores, and it stock the takes the log to n comparison to find the transaction among n elements in the log n is the complexity. So it's the brief description how it will be works again. So the transaction is initiated, then the transaction is broadcast to the peer-to-peer network. Then the network cryptographically validates the transaction. then the transaction is combined in a block with other transactions. The block is added in the blockchain, and the transaction is complete. The record is permanent and immutable. This is how it blockchain is works generally. So this is the cryptographical things that will be discussed here. So I think it's nearby about 3 o'clock. So I'm not going to much differ in this. So these are the hash chain, how it will be works, and who gets to add the blocks, and all these things. So this is a cryptographic hash function. Let takes a bit string as the input of 10 MB, and obviously it is give you the fixed length output. That part I have already explained. SHA 256, 512, SHA 3, RIPMID 126. Then sometimes there is a maximum input length will be there. So sometimes the collision resistance is also the important aspects of the hashing. I think everybody knows, those who knows about the security, that hash x is equal to hash y, then there is a collision, so will be occurred generally. So collision resistance will be most important here. So that is most of the cryptographic part. I am not going to much more detail here. Okay. So directly, I'm going to some of the things that will be Fox chain, adding that proof of work and permission blockchain. So basically, I'll tell you about that what actually the permission blockchain and the permission blockchain and the permissionless blockchain generally. So this is most important one. Blockchain are of different types. Okay, that is maybe you may say public blockchain, private blockchain, hybrid blockchain, or consortium blockchain. So whenever you have to think about the public blockchain, you maybe give the example of the Bitcoin, and it is totally permissionless. So because it is a network through which you have to go and make some transactions, you can mining it. Basically, the mining is possible in the blockchain or in the Bitcoin generally. But whenever it is a permissionless, but whenever we have to think about Ethereum, so Ethereum is a platform where you have to develop some of the applications. So the smart contracts and the different and the smart contracts will be written in the different programming languages. Okay, so permission blockchain means that is private network, you may say. So where you have to make some permission to make some transactions. Okay, so you have to take permission means many people think that if it is a decentralized, then to whom you have to take the permissions. Okay, so still the many works is going on in the private blockchain, and if you can say the Hyperledger Fabric or Hyperledger is the platform where many projects or application projects are going on nowadays in throughout the world. That is a Hyperledger Fabrics where there is no concepts of the mining. Okay, so there is a concepts of the chain code and the endorsements. Okay, so that is many things are there. What is endorsements and the chain code and all these things. So that is called the permission blockchain. That is, you maybe say that private blockchains are basically of the permission blockchains where the Bitcoin is as the is example of the permissionless or the public blockchain. Okay, so here in permission blockchain or the permissionless blockchain, let you may say that 50 nodes are there or 50 users are there in a network. Okay, and all the transactions, you may say that all are hashed and rehashed. So out of 50 nodes, if 26 nodes are compromised, then what will happen? If out of 50, 26 means greater than 50% are compromised and a wrong transactions, they are validated as this is the right transactions, then what will happen? That wrong transactions is treated as the right transaction and it will be added in the blockchain. And that is called 51% attack in the blockchain network. That is called 51% attack in the blockchain network. If more than 50% peoples are says that the transaction is wrong, but they can say that yes, this transaction is right, and they can validate, then obviously that transaction will be treated as the right transaction. It will be added in the blockchain. So these are some of the lackings are there, but whenever you have to think about the public blockchain, so this type of things will be not possible, because if you can say about Bitcoin, it is a huge network that crores blocks are there where you cannot be 50% people, because here another thing is you are not trust each other. Where there is a trust, you cannot be build blockchain. If there is a no trust, then you can build blockchain. If no trust, then why the 51 people or the 51% of people are compromised? That is also a question mark. And in the small networks, if you can see that through the centralized approach, because nowadays centralized approach is also very much fully automatic. So if centralized approach will be feasible, then you can go for centralized approach. Nobody can say that, if forcefully nobody can say that you can just implement the blockchain everywhere. So blockchain, where to implement, that is also a think about that. In which case I have to implement blockchain. Not everywhere I may go for implementing blockchain technology. So that is also a thinking capability where you have to implement, where you have not to implement. Okay. So here that I am saying in permission blockchain, where you have to take somewhere in the permissions, if the 3-5 signatures that vote, or you can say that it will be there 3-5 vote in favor of accepting the block on the chain, that is 51% attack will be there, then that block has to be added in that particular blockchain if it will be the wrong transaction too. Okay. So incentive design is also major aspect from that. The thing is that I am talking about why I am going for mining. Or in this diagram, if you can see here, I have discussed that here let node A is transit the some money to node C, so that means it will be broadcast, and some nodes, that means E, D, C or B, sorry, E, D and B, out of which the 3 nodes, maybe 1, 2 or all 3 nodes has to be validated. Validated means what? The transaction which will be there broadcast, that consists of the signature of A, digital signature of A, and it will go through a hash code with a proof of work or complex problem. And validating means these peoples have solved that complex problem. Let this E, B, D, and E, all 3 are going to be solved. Why they are going to solve? Why they are waste their time to solve? Because if these 3 are going to solve, that means these are called as the miner. These are called as the miner. Miner, those who are mining the transaction and they can validate the transaction. They are miner. Miners are those who are mining the transactions and says that yes, this transaction will be successful transactions. Those are called miners. And miners must require the high computational power of the system that can do it very fast, because you cannot go to solve that in any formula, because you must have to go, generally you go for the denial of service attack. That means hit and trial method you have to apply to find out what that particular the problem that will be associated, or the number that will be associated with that transaction with the help of hit and trial method. And once you can find that number, then let these 3 peoples B, D and E all are simultaneously go for validating, and the node B said that I have validated fast or the solve the problem fast. So those B is solving the problem fast, so his transaction has to be recorded in the blockchain where E and D transaction will be stopped at that moment. That validation will be stopped at that moment. This validation will be broadcast and everybody agree that yes, that validation will be successful. Then that will be added in the blockchain or in the, and how it will be added, that is also in the longest chain rule. Which chain is the longest one, in that talent it will be added. So which one is added? The transaction is added on that. So in this way, the miners has to be, so who miner will be validating? So why he was doing so? Because he got some incentive. He got some incentive. In Bitcoin case, if I am, or Ethereum case, if I am mining Ethereum, okay, because Ethereum is a, where the token value or the crypto of Ethereum is called as the ETH or the Ether, which abbreviation is ETH, Ether. That if I'm, because it is a permission and it is also used for the private blockchain and also used for the public blockchain, so it is a permission and permissionless blockchain, that is called it as the Ethereum. So in Ethereum also I am going for mining it, Ether mining, or I am going for the Bitcoin mining. So what I am doing, if I am successfully mining one coin or I have to validating the transactions, then that coin will be added in my ledger, in my ledger. And in Bitcoin case, today's price I'm saying is before the my presentations at 1:30, I have seen that Bitcoin price is ranging 26 lakhs 54,000, one Bitcoin. So in the mining process, if you can get one Bitcoin, so you maybe sold it. If I am the miner in India where I have to mining it, and one Bitcoin I, as a reward I am getting, that is the incentive I am getting as the transactions, then that one incentive of the one Bitcoin cost is 26 lakhs 54,000. Whereas in May 12th, it is there in the 54 lakhs. One Bitcoin cost is 54 lakhs in May 12th. And if you can go little bit back in 2017, April 2017, at that time, one Bitcoin cost is 14,000 rupee. In Indian rupee, I am talking that 14,000 rupees. So if a person is bring 10 Bitcoin at that time with investing 1,50,000 in 2017 April, 18, 19, 20, and 21, after 4 years, he received 50 lakhs into 10, means 5 crores. 1,40,000 investment in April 2017, getting 5 crores in 21. Nobody is given the world in that price. So this is how the crypto world is very volatile in nature, and today's rate is 25 lakhs, where it will be after the month of 2 months or after 1 month or 1.5 months. Okay. So why the peoples are mining? Concept here is miner. Why they are going to validating? Because they are getting the reward, they are getting the incentive for that validating transaction, that is free of cost. And once they can get the incentive, obviously they can encash it by their money. So this is how the thing is that, because if you can see, so basically you maybe say, who is giving that incentive? Now what will happen? Now if I am sending 1 lakh rupees from State Bank account to SDFC account, State Bank will be asking 2 rupees or 5 rupees charge. Or I am sending from SDFC account to State Bank of account for 10,000 less, let it is 1 rupee or 1 rupee 50 paise. If I am giving 10,000 to 1 lakh rupees transfer in NEFT, then it's cost around 2 rupees 51 paise. If 1 lakh rupees more, then it is comes around 15 rupees. Like that, some money we have to third party will be take some transaction fee. But here third party is not there. So there is no transaction fee. So if there is no transaction fee, the third party is not there, then the nodes itself, if giving that reward, and that reward is coming from where? That reward is coming from the initial call offering. That is the ICO concept. When the first blockchain started, let I am started one application or application oriented, or I am design a crypto. So whenever I have to design a crypto, I have to think how many crypto I have to give to the market. Like Bitcoin is giving 21 million crypto. So similar way, we have to decide fast. In India now you can see Matic. I think Sandeep Nayal, everybody knows about that. That he was the billion 40 or 404 billions dollars. He has the now three peoples, engineers. Those were design a crypto that is Matic, which is the second step encryption technique used in the Ethereum platforms. Okay, so many things will be there. So why the miners will be there? So miner will be get some incentive on that. So from that initial whatever the money will be generated from which the first coin will be generated is called the genesis block of the first block which will be generated in the blockchain. You must have to remember that is called the genesis block through which other blocks have to be started. Okay. So this is how the distributed ledger generally works, or I am talking about the that proof of permission blockchain or the all these things or incentive design that I have to discuss about. So let it be. I am little bit to go to the Ethereum because lot of things are more is there, but time constraint it is already 3:10. So I'm go little bit faster. So Ethereum is nothing but it is a decentralized platform that runs the smart contracts. Smart contracts is nothing but what actually the smart contract is. If you can say the smart contract will be nothing but the agreement between the two peoples. Like I'm saying now what I am doing. Let I am in Hyderabad, I am in rented. I'm staying in a rented house. So there is an agreement between the house owner and me. So that you have to pay this much of rent per month. The agreement will be for the 11th month. Then it will be extended or not. That will be decided. Then the third point, you have not putting any inconsumable products in your house. You have to not doing so. You have to not do that. You have to make give the payment of the rents in the proper time like that. Say 7 8 agreements. You can go to the Rotary, putting the stamps and doing the things manually, and we have to keep it with us. But thing is that why not I have to convert it as the digital contracts, and they have to keep it in the block. So anytime, not only me, owner has to create that. So let today 2 years tenure I am here. So I am going out, and third party will be another person has to be though. Again, the contract has to be changed, and they have to other conditions or the step conditions, but the signature has to be changed because my signature is there now, another person's signature is there. So what will happen? So if everybody will be kept in the block, so what will happen? From the starting of this house construction, how many people's last 20 years will be stay here? All the records has to be stored there because my Aadhaar card will be there or my PAN card will be there for authentication. That nowadays every house owner wants to see that yes, so your if you are getting rent, so your Aadhaar card, where you are working, what is PAN card, like that many people are asking. So every data will be there in the block. So if one particular house or particular apartment will be of 100 years also, and each and every apartment in 100 years, who will be staying for 6 months, going rented for 100 years, all data will be there in the blockchain, which will be help in the future. Okay, so smart contracts is nothing but a contract that will be digitally signed or digitally programmed, and the agreements will be written in the code. And the agreements that you are giving the rent properly or not, so and so, will be written in a code, piece of code. And that piece of code in the different language. Now question is, where we have to write? So for that reason, the Britannic Buterin in 2013 was developed the platform called the Ethereum. And it is a decentralized platform that runs smart contracts applications that run exactly as programmed without any possibly the downtime, censorship, or fraud, or the third party interference. There is no third party interference. You have to go, you have to test it in the test network. Then, if the application will be fully developed, then you have to just run it to the main network. But once you can start it running in the main network, you have to spend some ether on that. So, cost involvement will be there. Okay, so that is called the Ethereum. So it is a platform to run the smart contracts, and the program is there. So how it will be there? The cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, but crypto will be used in the Ethereum platform that is called Ether. So it is the native of cryptocurrency of Ethereum, which is like Bitcoin. So it will be traded on exchanges, sent and received between the entities and the stored on the investment. It will be diminutive as the ETH. It will be represented as the ETH, and prime purpose to permits users to upload, execute, and pay for decentralized app on the basic platforms. And it is also described as the token value of the Ethereum platforms, and it is also the crypto fuel of the network protocol, which makes the utilization of decentralized application and smart contract possibly by the users. So for all this purpose, if you can say that the Ether can be generally used. So this is the smart contracts that already we discussed. So this is the decentralized app. If you can see how many decentralized apps are basically used, decentralized apps are there in the market nowadays. So there is a record 1st February 2020. There is 398 recognized apps are there, out of which some are given here. So those who are already invest in the crypto, they know about this. That is Augur, Golem, and some Augur will be listed in the BitBNS exchange in India. Golem is also used in the Wajirex and the BitBNS, and Fastblood.io, Swarm, Whisper, Ethlands, Etherpay, Ether.com. So these are the different type of the decentralized app that was already developed. Okay, and the different apps are used for the different applications. That is, Augur is for the decentralized prediction market, like stock market predictions like that. Golem will be used for the distributed computations. Hashblood.io will be basically used for the decentralized esports reward platforms, like the China is going to be doing the next Olympic. Okay, uh, that is Swarm is an distributed file and storage. Whisper is for the group chart, like WhatsApp charts you are doing. Ethlands, but this Whisper is for the decentralized platform. Okay, so Ethlands is the decentralized job market platform. Etherpay is the decentralized skilled games platform, from where you have to download some games from there also. Then Ether.com is a decentralized Ethereum block explorer, like you have to using the different explorer for work like that. So these are the some of the things are there, and this is the big history. I think it is the my long term works through which I have to find out this. That is so milestone of the Ethereum, the 14 December 2013. So date wise, month wise, year wise. So I have to find out here. Given here, official Ethereum Reddit account will be founded. Then 23rd January 2014, official Ethereum Bitcoin talk thread created. 26th January, Vitalik Buterin formally announced Ethereum at the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami, USA in 26th January 2014. Then official Ethereum Facebook account founded. First proof of concept testnet clients released, like that. Many more, if you can see date wise, each and every moment that I have recorded here, date wise, month wise, year wise, when the 22nd July 24 to the Genesis cell begin. Then Genesis cell means the first currency of Ether has to be start in the sell in the market. So like that, March 2015, if you can see, now you can say see here in the last that Getcoin is initiated live training with Ether. That means the different coins that has to be started initiating with the Ethereum platforms, like now the Matic, Polygon Matic, which will be now used by Ethereum platforms nowadays by Sandeep Nahel. Like that, the different countries, they are generating coins, ICOs coins that will be started trading with Ethers, and that will be going like that. Kraken, Conquer, Poloniex, Snapships, Crypty, Bitrex, Uni, Akulex, Hit BTS, BTC, Cryptonet, Olympic testing. The rewards in announced in 26th August 2005. If you can go and so and so and so. But if you can see when India started, that is the most important we have to see here. So when India is going to start the light trading with ether. So if you can see here, I am pointing out 9th March 2016, Ethics India is initiated live trading with ether. So in India, start his work to develop the application environment in the Ethereum platform from 9th March 2016. So till now it is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, only 5 years back. So that it will be start in India. So in all over the world, if you can see, because 2013 or 14 it will be coined. Ethereum is coined. Okay, Bitcoin may be coined as in the year 2018, but real applications field will be started from the 2013-14. So if you can see, this Bitcoin, blockchain, or decentralized system, distributed ledger technology, all these things are very new in the world, all over the world. I'm saying last 7 years, 8 years, not more than that. So from which I am giving in the first starting, that is saying that you see where we stand, and I have shown you the data which will be there in IEEE database. And from where we have seen that Ethereum 1200 articles, whereas Hyperledger Fabric 512 articles, whereas other things very less articles are present. Why? Because it is in the child stage. So many works are going on in the medical field, IoT field, and everywhere. So this is how all the Thailand, if you can see 22nd March 2016, the Thailand initiated live trading with Ether, and Bhutan gives presentation as a Coinbase started bit. So like that up to 2017, the record is there with me. So if anybody wants, I have to share these things. Obviously, it will be there in my PPDs, okay, and the video presentations here. So if you can see the many more things every day, what the components will be happened in the all over the India, that will be mentioned here, okay. Then Hyperledger. So already I said that Hyperledger is used for the private network generally. Okay. So the private blockchain. So there is many few Hyperledger projects are there. That is one of them is Hyperledger Bureau, or you may say Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Iroha, Hyperledger Sawtooth. So out of these four, basically most popular is nowadays is the Hyperledger Fabric. Many people are working on that in the Hyperledger Fabric, but uh, but the disadvantage is you only run the Hyperledger Fabric in Unix environment or Linux environment. Okay, Unix platforms. You cannot run it in the Windows platform. Okay, or Microsoft platforms. That is the disadvantage of the Hyperledger. So if you have the Unix system, operating system, or the Linux operating system, then only you can install all the other softwares that will be associated with the Hyperledger Fabrics, and you have to install it, and you have to go for the creating a chain code and make an endorsement between the two parties, and everything that can be done in the Hyperledgers. Okay. So, so there is many applications, course industry applications are there. That is in the consumer products, or you may say in the medical, healthcare, manufacturing, technology, media, telecommunication, healthcare. Nowadays, everybody is dealing with the healthcare, and some people are already discussed with me. They also are talking about, sir, basically in medical healthcare, how we can use the blockchain. So there are many problems are there. Let I can say about one is the counterfeit drugs. So when a drugs can be prepared in the manufacturing industry, and from there it goes to the distributor, goes to the wholesaler, then retailer, come to the consumers. So that total supply chain, so it will be compromised, because you know that as per the WHO record, World Health Organization record, 30% of Indian pharmaceutical products are counterfeit. If you can go through the WHO record and WHO article, you can see that it says 30% of Indian pharmaceutical products are counterfeits. That means anywhere, everywhere there is a fraud. Okay, so we may use the blockchain there. Okay, with the help of the QR code implementation, and many things will be there in behind it. Okay, so you can go for the organ donor. That somebody is going to donate his organ, eyes, kidneys, like this, all these things. You know that there is a business nowadays. How much black marketing is there? So who will be giving? Who will be receiving? In between, many suppliers are there. Third parties are there, which will be earning a lot in the blood or the organ donation supply chain. You maybe use the blockchain. The blood donation supply chain, you have to use the and logistic of the equipment of the healthcare industry, that you have to use the blockchain, and obviously electronic health records to the cloud and IoT. Also, you maybe use the blockchain. So blockchain will be used in the medical sector in the many fields, if you can see. So, but you have to think about that where I have to implement it. So according to that, you have to work on that, and you have to go for the collecting of the informations, and you have to do work on that. And life sciences also one of the major points where you have to the blockchain can be implemented. So many where, and I have given here some of the related work here, that is smart city, smart energy, smart transportation, and smart healthcare. These are the three areas where many projects are going on. That is, if you can see here, yeah, this is the Open project, that is by the USA, proposes a solution for allowing vehicles to autonomously pay tools using the cryptocurrencies. Okay, with the help of the cryptocurrency, Open project says that whenever we have to go to the tool, now our India government is doing the same thing, that what is that called it as, so tool, that is automatic, it will be collect the money from your vehicle registrations, or it will be connected with your bank account. Automatically the money has to be deducted from there. So like that, there is a Open project, like USA proposes a solution for allowing the vehicles to autonomously pay tools using cryptocurrency they have to pay. A similar approach of the where the vehicle could be used the purchasing electricity, because you know that in US, the 60 to 80% or 90% vehicles are electric vehicles. Okay, Tesla and other many companies, Britney's, and all are that go for the electric vehicles. Okay, so for purchasing electricity, but if I am saying in India, you may say for purchasing petrol or diesel. So we have to use the blockchain on that also. Okay, so that project will be there in Open project will be there in USA. That is Laju project will be there in Israel, where blockchain version Uber. So Uber will paying system will be go through the blockchain, and Dovu, that is one project will be created by the England, where project focuses on the collecting mobility data using the vehicle sensors and exploiting the blockchain device user based on the shared data. So sensor data, and they are storing those things from there. And that is in insurance systems. If you can see in insurance systems, many uh, countries are working on this. That is, one is called the Dynamics project, that is from North America, provides a peer-to-peer unemployment insurance based on user LinkedIn profile data. Means unemployment insurance, बेरोजगारी भत्ता, that will call it in India. जो बेरोजगार है, जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है, उनको कुछ इंसेंटिव देने के लिए और भत्ता देने, सब्सिडी देने के लिए बोला जाता है. दैट इज कॉल्ड द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इंश्योरेंस क्लेम. That will be in the North America. That will be, and that will be based on the LinkedIn profile data. So the in LinkedIn profile, just a second. Okay, sorry for interruption. So if you can see here, the dynamic project, that is provides the peer-to-peer unemployment insurance, and they are finding the people from the LinkedIn profile data. So that work is also going on. Or Insure ETH project by USA, who smart contracts automatically refund insured customer in case of flight delays. If the flight will be delayed, then automatically the money will be 1 hour delay or 2 hour delay or more than that hour delay, then automatically the money will be refunded to your account. So That is also with the help of a smart contracts. They have to also, the project is going on, Insure ETS project. Then lender board project, that is France. They are used on the focus on the micro insurance and records data related to the loaned items in the blockchain. So what are you have to loan you have to take from the bank or something, that lender board projects will be there in France. Finally, the Ever Ledger London Initiative records in the diamond data on the blockchain, reduce the jewelry fraud, that many diamonds are now fraud. So to reduce the jewelry frauds of the diamond data, also Ever Ledger in the London, they are working on that. So many projects are going on in all over the world, and this is all about the discussion today. So here many things are also there. That is one, you maybe say that the history of the data, how it will be maintained, because huge amount of data has to be stored. That is called the provenance. The history of the data has to be stored is called the provenance. That is one challenge that in the blockchain many works are going on. If anybody is interested, they have to also work on the database on that, how the history of the data is there. And the second one is called the scalability, is also one of the issue. If the number of users are more, then how the things will be there. Because now if you can see for Bitcoin mining, you cannot do the Bitcoin mining in your laptop, or you maybe purchase a 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs laptops, you cannot do a Bitcoin mining. So if you are going for the NVIDIA graphics, okay, DGX, and of 64 processor systems or 128 processor systems, which cost is of 3 crores or 3.54 crores. And on that system, if you are trying to do to Bitcoin mining, so maybe it will be take 6 month time to mine a Bitcoin, 6 month time on that system to make a and the electricity power that will be used, maybe that will be used in our basically what I'm saying, that will be used like your town, how much electricity will be used. Why? Basically, why the China is going to be ban the Bitcoin mining or the Bitcoin totally? Because so she was forecast that if this type of mining is going on in the China in 2025, the China is going to be totally blackout. Okay, due to the fossil coal. And Iran is a country which will be legalized the Bitcoin, but still last May he was also declared for 4 months, that is June, July, August, and September. This 4 month of 2021, the Bitcoin mining will be stopped in Iran, and they have to start their work from the October. So what will happen in October, we don't know, but they can stop. Basically, what are the mining? Only Bitcoin mining is there in China. In 1 year, how much energy will be consumed? That complete energy is equivalent to the energy consumption in Denmark and Germany. Total Denmark and Germany, whole country, how much energy they have, power energy I'm talking, they are using. It is same as in 1 year, Bitcoin power energy will be consumed by the China peoples. This is why the China peoples will be stop mining for the Bitcoin, and it will be totally banned, and all exchanges are totally completely closed nowadays in all over the China. Not only in the particular region, all over the China. So now that is a challenge also in India, that after July 19th of this monsoon session, we have to see that this crypto market will be exist in India or it will be totally eradicated. That is also the things. Okay. Okay, thank you. So this is all about my talk today. So anybody has any doubt regarding this,
Yeah.
or anybody has any doubt about crypto exchanges and all these things, you may be asked.
Sir, we have received some questions, sir.
Yeah.
So first question is how Bitcoin value is calculated and who sets the price for Bitcoin? I have received from participant.
Okay. Bitcoin value is not calculated by anybody. So if you know, the Bitcoin is given by the Satoshi Nakamoto. in 2008 when it will be going for 21 million bitcoins will be initially generated, and that bitcoin will be going all over the world, and it is in the network itself. So nobody will is there to take care that what bitcoin. So out of 21 million bitcoins, just you have to hold some bitcoins, and that is nothing but the value will be up and down, or something that will be there in the demand and supply. Let I think you have to invest the money in the crypto. Perhaps those who are asking the questions, you know what is the cost of Bitcoin in May 12th. And after Elon Musk tweet about the Dogecoin, and he was saying that 105 millions, but he was there with him. He was not going to, uh, because Elon Musk, you know that the second richest person is the Tesla CEO, and he hold 1.5 millions of, now also he was hold 1.5 millions of Bitcoin, out of which only 10% Bitcoin he was sold at that time in the May 12th or May 13th, when it will be Bitcoin price is in the hype of 54 lakhs, or you may say $60,000 at that time. So his one tweet that Tesla is not accepting Bitcoin is completely down it 60,000 to 35,000. And after 2 days, if you can see, the China is cracked down that he was banned Bitcoin, it's directly come to 30,000. And now you can see it is ranging 30 to 35,000, and max it goes to today morning in BitBNS. I have also invested some money in the crypto through BitBNS exchange. So I have also seen that it's 26 lakhs 54,000 like that. So nobody is here that who has to. This is the reason why China is banned. Let you are investing in 2017 1,40,000. Today you are getting 5 crores, and it will be comes to your account. SDFC or State Bank or Syndicate Bank, any account, that account people's bank will be asked you, government will be asked you, where you can get these 5 crores, okay? It's very simple. Because you are not paying tax. It is a illegal money. It is a black money. Exchange people are taking exchange rates. But money is come black. Because there is no such rule will be there in India. It is legal or not there. But this month it will be clear indicates that what will be happen for India. So nobody is there to say that yes, Bitcoin, I am fixing the rate. It is completely depends on demand and supply. How it will be works.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any
One
other
more.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more question. In a BT, I think blockchain thread. There is a stability drawback. Is there?
What?
When we create a blockchain, okay, some thread is created.
Yeah.
So any stability drawback is there, and if any stability drawback is there, then how that can be resolved? I think it's a distributed computing that can. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever we have to create a blockchain, so obviously the thread will be created. And thread is always be the lightweight, okay? You know that. Everybody knows that. So what we can do here, that is in the blockchain, so there is a concept of for that, we may say that option and on-chain link.
Yeah.
So what we can do, some of the threads which will be not required, or it will be generated but it is not required. So we have to keep it in the off-chain link, not in the on-chain link. So that will not be used in the further move. So this is also the question solution of the question, the scalability, how we can solve the scalability of the blockchain network.
Yeah.
Both are the similar way.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. One Pawan Kumar actually raised the hand. Okay, in between. Pawan, if you are here, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. If you are here. So I don't think any participant, you have any question. Okay, please feel free. Sir is here. He will try to give the answer with his maximum capacity. Okay, so no one is here. So, okay, thank you very much, sir, for a very informative,
thank you, sir.
informative information you have given,
Yeah, this
and
is very
really,
basic that
yeah,
we have to discuss what the
yeah,
present scenario and what is going on.
yes, yes,
But I am not focusing on a particular area. Let that is how the house function will be used. Little bit go depth, but time is required.
yes, yes,
And if you can go to write the smart contracts with the Solidity, MetaMask, these all those stops are there. With Ethereum also it is required time. So as per my timing,
yes. So next time, sir, I will plan, and
okay,
definitely
okay, then,
I
thank you.
will give the invitation to all these participants too, and hope you will deliver the same thing what you have expected today, that you not deliver as a research perspective or maybe other things. Okay, that actually left. So thank you very much. Thank you, participants. Thank you, sir, for joining here. I stop the, you can say, talk here.
Okay, thank you, Gautam sir.